فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون.
جزاك الله خير. شكرا.
عفوا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Amanda. I'm from Colorado, and I have a few questions, and I need nasiha about a certain thing first time.
Okay, Sister Amanda, go ahead, please.
My first question is it permissible for me as an eBay seller to auction off my items?
Yeah, auction
The
is...
second question...
Okay, auction is permissible in Islam because both the seller and the buyer, in this way I would say the seller and the buyers, when they go into the business transaction, they are expecting an increase. You know the hadith لا يبع أحدكم على بيع أخيه. In a regular business transaction where there is no auction, you're not supposed to interfere or try to offer a higher price for somebody who's already in process of buying the commodity. Like let's say I'm selling these glasses right now, but it's not I'm not auctioning it, I'm selling it, and already I have a buyer, $10. It is haram, not permissible for somebody to come in and say, I'll give you 12 for it. It's لا يبع أحدكم على بيع أخيه. The same thing if a woman is engaged, no one else should go and try to propose to her. But now when you go into auction, the business transaction by itself defined by that multiple people are the buyers. And it's already established that the one who offers the highest price for the commodity certainly will be the buyer. So you can auction your items, it is permissible. Yes.
The second question is, what is the medium ground between not entertaining Muslims or non-Muslim family members that do not observe hijab and while keeping family ties?
So they are not in hijab while keeping family, they are not Muslims?
For example, is there a medium ground, like in Islam, that says that even though, for example, we are not allowed to entertain Muslims or non-Muslims that are family members that do not observe hijab, and still, what is the way to keep family ties? So, for example, my family, they're not Muslim, okay? But my husband's side of the family, they're Muslim. Both have something in common.
Okay.
The women have something in common. They don't observe any kind of, good modesty.
I got the essence.
And in fact,
I got the essence of your question. You see, once it comes to non-Muslims, the standard is a little bit lower than Muslims. Once it comes to non-Muslims who are, you're telling me they are not wearing hijab. Well, they are not non-Muslims to begin with. Now, when we address non-Muslims, we need to start from the foundation of the religion. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم when he sent معاذ بن جبل رضي الله عنه to Yemen, كما في حديث ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما في الصحيحين, he said يا ابن عباس يا معاذ, he said, oh معاذ, إنك تأتي قوما أهل كتاب. Where you're going to are people of the book. Let me the first thing that you talk to them about, educate them about, teach them about is La ilaha illallah. It doesn't make any sense that you talk to a non-Muslim about hijab, about not drinking, about not smoking, about having unlawful relationships. It doesn't make any sense. So you must begin with Tawheed once it comes to non-Muslims. But once it comes to Muslims, it's a different ball game. It's a concept of enjoining good and forbidding evil. Now, as long as you're around those people, whether they are the family members of your husband, now let's say that he has a sister who's not wearing her hijab. If she comes to your house, I'm going to remind her to wear her hijab. And let her know, but do this in a kind way, in a nice way. You know, if you don't wear the hijab, get out of my house. We can't do that. No, just try to invite them kindly and nicely. Because it's also a da'wah, but da'wah in that field, somebody who drinks. So it's you see, man ra'a minkum munkaran, you see, it's a different once it comes to Muslims. The issue is enjoining good and forbidding evil. With non-Muslims, an issue of da'wah, calling people to Islam, letting people learn about Tawheed first. But with Muslims, لا, it's a different how. من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم حديث أبي سعيد الخدري. So with non-Muslims we use hadith Ibn Abbas, لا إله إلا الله first. But with Muslims we're using hadith Abi Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anh, whosoever amongst you sees evil must stop it, must change it. Then Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned the hand, then the tongue, then the heart. So as long as you're around that person, I hope you're not going to beat them up. That's not something good, which is the hand. Then you're going to use the tongue. You're going to try to talk to them nicely, kindly, nicely, kindly, nicely, kindly. If they don't listen and they are still doing it, then just separate yourself and minimize the contact with them as much as possible. Jazakallahu khairan.
فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون